Hey, this is Robot here, scooterwest.com. Here I have an older 150, pretty much 125, 150 style motor. We're gonna actually change out the rear or the lower shock bushing right here. Part number 157103. Frequently you see both the engine mount bushing, you can see that's no longer centered, and also this shock mount bushing. They're pretty worn out on older bikes. This one isn't really the worst I've seen, but I'm gonna go ahead and change out along with this. First of all, I'm gonna show how to change this out. And there's one tool that we sell that can aid with the installation of this tough little bugger right here. And it's Tool WP. It's the wrist pin puller. And it works pretty good. So, still takes a little bit of elbow grease to get it going, you know, get this thing changed out, but oh, there's a train there. You can hear that. So thread the little small adapter on there, and this happens to be kind of the right size to pull the metal pin right through. And, all right, we'll do this for a little bit. It's gonna take me bum-de-dum-de-dum. All right, it's getting there. Oh, pulled it. Okay, this one's so used up that it's a little, doesn't spin so nice. So there's that little bushing right there that goes in the middle. And sometimes, you know, they're pretty pitted or rusted. I don't know the part number off the top of my head, but we do sell this replacement little pin here. I'm gonna reuse this one. I'm gonna hit it up on the wire wheel, kind of smooth it out. You can take some kind of heavy duty needle nose. Another thing is once it's freed up from the metal, a lot of times you can kind of get in there, you know, between the rubber. And I notice if you curl them, they shrink in size a little bit, and you could just kind of pull it out. There you go. You can kind of see it was like it's just falling apart right there. So make sure inside this board is pretty clean before you put the new one in there. All right, so we got the new bushing. Looks a little shorter than the new one because it hasn't been in that bore for 45, 50 years. So that one can go away. Bye-bye. Want to take some type of lubricant. The best kind of lubricant to use would be like either soap or like a tire lubricant of some sort. You don't want to use grease because the grease actually breaks down the rubber, kind of just coating the bore. Kind of a messy job. But believe it or not, you can just jam this little bad boy in there. So, kind of got the board greased up, and you can see I'm just pushing it right in. And you want to get it about even in the middle there. So push right in, kind of got a greasy mess on my hands here. Wipe that off. Got the little metal spacer all cleaned up. Good enough, it's nice and smooth. Again, kind of grease that up, grease the bore that goes in there. And you know, you can see that this is like a good couple millimeters larger. And you kind of get it started. Got it mostly in there. It's getting pretty difficult to do by hand. But I'll go ahead and turn that around for you. Take this guy. And go ahead and pull this in. And you want that spacer, both the rubber bushing and the actual little spacer be about equal length on both sides. So, and you can see that the spacer's sticking out a little bit more on this side. And if you have a vise, is what you could do. Grab a socket, sorry. Yeah, I don't have a vise right here, but is what you do is you put this whole setup in a vise and another large socket, and then just press it this direction to get it centered. And it will center pretty simple. You know, it's just the act of pulling the actual pin through kind of sometimes pushes that through. So there you go. That's how you put a new rear lower shock bushing. Again, you see these kind of worn out on a lot of older bikes. Clean the grease out, but you can see, again, that needs to go in just a little further that direction and be done with the project.